A soldier burst open the door and discovered a pair of men's boots beside his wife's bed. Furious, he glared at his wife. She and her lover trembled in fear, begging him to listen to their explanation. But to him, there was nothing left to explain. Xia Boyang adjusted his military cap as the two hurriedly pulled apart. The lover quickly jumped off the bed and tried to leave as if nothing had happened. Xia Boyang immediately knocked him down with a powerful punch. As the man struggled to his feet, he claimed that he wasn't the one who initiated the affair. Hearing this only fueled Xia Boyang's rage, and another punch sent the man crawling under the bed. Then his wife spoke up, insisting that she wasn't the one who started it either. Enraged, Xia Boyang drew his saber. His wife fell to her knees on the bed, desperately begging for mercy and promising it would never happen again. Unable to contain his anger, Xia Boyang slashed wildly at the pillows and bedding, venting his fury. In the end, he allowed the lover to leave. His wife thought the situation was over, but Xia Boyang's anger remained. As a soldier wearing a military cap, he felt deeply humiliated by the betrayal. His wife continued to beg for forgiveness, pleading for the sake of their 3 children. Every time Xia Boyang was ready to strike her, she clung to him, begging for one more chance. Eventually, thinking of his children, he swallowed his pride and chose not to destroy his family, though he could no longer bring himself to love his wife as before. Burdened by the humiliation, Xia Boyang sought advice from a local master. The master reminded him that the nation was in crisis and that a true man should dedicate himself to greater causes rather than be consumed by personal troubles. He also predicted that Xia Boyang would one day die on the battlefield, making his current suffering seem insignificant compared to his destiny. Before leaving for war again, Xia Boyang sent his 2 sons and daughter away and prepared himself for both his duties as a husband and as a soldier of the Russian Empire. However, he had no idea that Russia was in the midst of the February Revolution. While he continued fighting in World War I, the political landscape back home changed dramatically. Months later, the October Revolution erupted, and Russia withdrew from the war. Many former imperial officers and soldiers now had to choose between the Red Army and the White Army. When Xia Boyang witnessed these events, he knew it was time to decide his future. Soon, his former commander began eliminating anyone suspected of disloyalty. But Xia Boyang had already prepared his own plan. Together with his trusted comrades, he surrounded the commander and chose to join the Red Army. The commander accused him of betraying the nation. Remembering that the commander had once spared his life, Xia Boyang returned the favor and allowed him to leave. Thus, Xia Boyang formed his first military unit. Without him, many of these men would have perished. Life in the Red Army was rough, but the soldiers found comfort in vodka. Large supplies arrived regularly, and the men celebrated enthusiastically. Some even shot holes into the vodka containers, causing streams of alcohol to pour out. Soldiers rushed forward to collect every drop. Soon drinking turned into chaos as men became heavily intoxicated. Even under military discipline, many soldiers refused to stop drinking. Officers struggled to maintain order as drunken troops staggered across the camp. Some were so intoxicated that they could barely stand, yet still attempted to handle loaded rifles. When reports of the disorder reached Xia Boyang, he was forced to take action. Though he valued loyalty, he knew discipline was essential. During one incident, a group of drunken soldiers pointed weapons at their superior officer. Although they eventually surrendered, Xia Boyang ordered their execution for attempting to threaten a commander. The harsh punishment restored discipline, but it also created resentment. Some soldiers felt betrayed. During a later battle, one of them secretly fired upon Xia Boyang, striking him in the abdomen and severely wounding him. While recovering at headquarters, Xia Boyang became the target of a surprise White Army attack. Enemy cavalry stormed the compound, grenades exploded inside the buildings, and the headquarters quickly descended into chaos. Awakened by the explosions, Xia Boyang rallied his remaining troops. As enemy forces advanced, he personally took control of a Maxim machine gun. Kicking open a window, he unleashed a devastating barrage on the attackers below, temporarily halting their advance. Despite suffering additional wounds, he continued fighting. His guards urged him to retreat, but Xia Boyang refused. Together with a handful of loyal soldiers, he destroyed an enemy armored vehicle and held off wave after wave of attackers.